The Dinka tribe of South Sudan is known for their rich culture, pastoralist lifestyle, and resilience. Here is a story about the Dinka featuring traditional names and exploring their relationships with other communities. In the heart of South Sudan, where the White Nile meanders through the vast savannas, lived the Dinka tribe. The Dinka, renowned for their tall stature, elaborate scarification, and deep connection to cattle, have thrived in this region for centuries. Akich, a young Dinka girl, stood at the edge of the cattle camp, watching the herders lead their prized Ankawatusi cattle to graze. Her father, Majuk, was a respected elder and the keeper of the tribe's oral traditions. He often spoke of the days when the Dinka moved with the rhythm of the Nile, living in harmony with the land and their neighbors. The Dinka's relationship with other communities, such as the Niwa and the Shilluk, was complex. While they shared many cultural practices, such as cattle herding and fishing, disputes over grazing land and water sources were common. Despite this, there were periods of peace and cooperation, especially during festivals and ceremonies. One such occasion was the annual Byong festival, where the Dinka celebrated the rains that rejuvenated their lands. Villagers from nearby communities were invited to partake in the festivities, which included singing, dancing, and storytelling. Akich loved listening to the stories of her ancestors, especially those that spoke of unity and strength. Majuk gathered the children of the village under the baobab tree and began his tale. Long ago, our ancestors Bol and Neobol forged alliances with neighboring tribes to protect our lands from invaders. They understood that our strength lay not just in our cattle, but in our ability to unite. Akich listened intently, imagining the great warriors and wise leaders of the past. She dreamed of a time when the Dinka and their neighbors would once again find common ground. The next day, Akich accompanied her father to a neighboring Nuer village. They brought gifts of milk and sorghum, symbols of peace and friendship. The Nuer chief Reek welcomed them warmly, and together they discussed ways to share resources and ensure mutual prosperity. As the sun set, Akich felt hopeful. She believed that the spirit of Bol and Neobol lived on in the hearts of her people. With wisdom and courage, the Dinka and their neighbors could overcome their differences and build a future of harmony and cooperation.